Good morning, class. Today we're going to talk about creating a keychain. You can see this is the end result. So I'm using a rectangle and a circle. I'm going to be putting a hole in there. We're going to be showing you how to do some chamfers and some fillets and how to put text on a keychain. So let's dive in. To start with, we are going to obviously be sketching our initial shape. So our initial shape is going to be a rectangle with a circle on one end. I'm going to go up here to the Create Sketch, choose the bottom plane, and while in the menu here, I'm going to go back to the Create feature. I like to use Center Point to help. So if I go to Rectangle and then choose Center Rectangle, I can bring it in, drop the center, and then drag it up a certain amount. At this moment, it's not going to matter too much what size because we're going to be adjusting that in just a second. So as I'm still within the Sketch menu, I'm going to hit the letter D on my keyboard, which brings up the Dimensions tool. I'm going to click on two sides, drag that dimension off to the side, and right now we'll set this, let's go with a 20. And then while I still have the dimensions tool up, I'm going to click on the other two sides, slide off. You can see it's going to drop that dimension up here, and I'm going to set this to, let's say, 45. So now I've got the beginning of the keychain I'm making, or a tag, I guess, if you want to call it that. I also want to put a circle on the right-hand side so I can get kind of this curve to the right. So I'm still in the sketch menu. I'm going to go up here. I can either click on this center circle, or if I want to find it, if I go into the Create, drop down, choose center circle, you could also hit letter C. So when I bring that over to the side, I'm going to drop a center point. And you notice when I get on this sideline, if I hit the center, like the middle, that little triangle appears. So I'm going to click here to go with my center. And I'm going to drag this out till I get to one of the edges. And you can see it's 20 millimeters because that is what my diameter is for the circle as well as the side. I'm going to click again, and now I've got a circle on the end of a rectangle. Go ahead and hit Finish Sketch. Up here in the View Cube, I'm going to hit the house so I can get back to my main view. Next, we have to extrude these two shapes together. So I'm going to click on the rectangle, hold Shift key down, click on this half of the circle and this half of the circle. You can notice it anywhere that you have a darker line is a distinct object. So if I want to get all three objects, I have to click on all three. Now to be able to extrude this up, I can either go up here to the upper left where it says extrude, or I can hit the letter E on the keyboard, which is the extrude feature, and I can either drag it using this up and down arrow, or I can type in a number. Right now I'm going to extrude this 1.2 millimeters. I hit enter, and now you can see those two parts, the rectangle and the circle, have become one part. All right, next, I'm going to try to set an offset to the edges. What an offset is, it's going to bring the edges in just a little bit to make it look more finished. So I'm going to click on an edge, hold shift, click on an edge, click on an edge, and click on an edge. So I get all four edges. And now I'm going to go up here into Sketch, click on top, and actually I'm going to have to do that clicking here. So I want to grab these edges. So now I've got my edges, and I'm going to go up here where it says modify, and I'm going to click on offset. Now offset's going to do a certain distance of offset, and I want to actually move into the print, so I'm going to go -2 millimeters. Notice it puts that red line up there. I'm going to hit OK. And now what's happened here, if I hit finish sketch, what's happened is I've actually made an offset sketch. So this is if you're ever designing something and you want to have an edge on it, but you want that edge to follow the entire object. That's where you can use the offset. Now, just like the earlier one, I need to give this some dimensions. So I'm going to click on the offset. Notice it's its own object, just like this inside feature is its own object. And I'm going to extrude this, hit letter E. I'm going to bring this up 1.2 millimeters as well. So you can see I've got a good start to my keychain, or bag tag, or tag, or whatever you want to call it. Next, I need to put a hole down on the end here to put a key ring through. So to do that, I'm going to click on the hole feature up here in the upper left. And when I click on the plane, the face, it's going to just drop it. And so I'm going to kind of try to put it somewhere on this end, but you'll notice it's kind of random. Like it's just going to go wherever. Like it doesn't snap anywhere truly. So I'm going to click on top so I can get a top-down view. And let me drag this over a little. If I move this, I can actually find the center of my circle, or I can find the center of my square. I'm going to start by dropping it here at the center of my circle. And I'm going to hit the letter D to give me some dimension. And if I go over here to this flat spot, you can see I can hit this. And now it gives me a number. This is how you move objects inside of Fusion. So I have a starting point. I'm going to move it dependent on the end point. Right now it's at 43. I actually want to bring it all the way to the rightmost edge. So let me try 48. That's closer. Let's go 49. That's probably a good spot. So once I have 49 on the menu here, you can see the hole has a couple of features too. The depth of the hole right now is set to 2 millimeters, which is fine because the depth of the base is only 1.2 millimeters. The hole itself is at 4 millimeters. That's a pretty good size for a key ring. And then you can add a pitch down here. Right now it's 180 degrees, so it's a flat bottom circle. If I were to tweak this, it could make it kind of a bowl shape, or you could adjust the type of hole it's going to carve in the bottom of the circle. So this looks pretty good. I'm going to hit OK. And now you'll notice I've got a hole here. Now to give it just a little more finished look, I'm actually going to add a shape around this hole so that it just gives it a little bit more beefed up view. You can see if I go back to my other slide here, you can see I've got this shape added here to kind of give it more of a finished look. So I'm going to add then another sketch. So I'm going to click on Create Sketch. I'm going to choose this top plane, and let me drag it over so we can see. And I'm using a center diameter circle because when I drag this down, it'll snap. See how it's snapping? It'll snap to the middle of the hole I just made. So I'm going to click, drag off, and you can see I'm going to be getting a shape here, and I would like this shape to pretty much catch the edge. So it looks like 8 millimeters is what I want. I'm going to hit enter. Oops, sorry about that. I'll click actually. Click and finish the sketch. And now you'll notice I've got a sketch started that I can then extrude up to become a hole. Now here's another special feature. When you're doing these extrusions, if I hit letter E to bring up the extrude menu, we've typically just been dragging it a certain amount to make this extrusion go. What I can do instead is, if I go over here and instead of extend type, instead of distance, I can choose to object. So now I'm going to extrude this up to the top wall. So when I hit to object, you'll see it's going to just go and stop at the same height as this top wall. So if I ever change this extrusion, let's say I go back and change this extrusion to a taller extrusion, the hole will come with. Let me show you what that looks like. Edit the feature. Let's just say I want a 1.6. Notice that the hole comes along with it. So that's the nice thing with having set extrusions to different heights or to different places. Bring that back down to 1.2, is then this extrusion will follow the other extrusion. So if I ever have to make adjustments, all the adjustments happen together. Okay, next, we want to add some curves to the back here, those fillets. And you, in your view, might not have the ability to see all the little lines. I would recommend going in here, changing visual style from shaded with visible edges only to shaded with hidden edges. So go ahead and make that your setting because it'll show you these little edges here. So to make it look a little more finished, we're going to click on this first vertical line, and then I'm going to click on this line here. Now I've got to spin this a bit just to get the other one to go. I'm going to hold down the Shift key, click, and now I've got those two vertical lines selected, and I'm going to use the fillet tool. The fillet tool just adds a little bit of a rounding to it. For this example, I'm going to fillet, we'll start with 2 millimeters. That looks pretty good. I mean, if I went with 1, that's a little. If I went with 3, that might be a little too much. I mean, you can go as high as like 6, 7. It's going to get really big. So I'm just going to go with 2, just to give it just a little more rounding. Hit OK. Then I can add another fillet in the backside here. I'm going to click on that edge and this edge, hold Shift key, click. So I've got them both selected. Go back up here into fillet, and these I'm going to go with let's try a 5. What does a 5 do? 5 makes my corners a little too tight. I can do a top view now and see what that looks like. Yeah, 5 doesn't seem as good. 3, I'm not a big fan of 3. Let's go with 4. That looks really good. So since we set that offset to 2 millimeters, a 4 and a 2 kind of makes sense to get the right kind of curve. So I'm going to click OK. And now if I go to the home again, you can see that just added nice little finish to the edges to make it just look a little better. I also want to add a fillet to these 2 front edges near the hole because this is kind of a deep little corner here. We can make this look a little better. So once again, I'm going to click on this vertical line, hold shift, click on this vertical line, go ahead and drop in another fillet. And let's start with a 1 fillet, see what that looks like. Let's try a 3. Yeah, 3 kind of gets rid of the shape. I don't want that much. I just want a 1. So I've got my 1 fillet. I'm going to hit OK. And that is kind of the finished look to this tag. So the entire tag is 2.4 millimeters tall because remember we made the base 1.2 millimeters and then we did this offset and drew it up 1.2 millimeters. So the whole thing is 2.4, which is a pretty good size for a keychain. Last but not least, we need to put in our text here at the top. So to do that, I'm going to click on Create Sketch. I'm going to choose the top, and it's going to bring me to the top. Now with drawing in text, I'm going to slide this over so we can see better. We're going to choose the drop-down menu by Create. You have to be in the sketch mode to be able to see this. I'm going to click on Text, and it tells me, okay, text is a parameter. So basically, I'm not putting a 3-dimensional piece of text in there. It's just going to be a 2-dimensional piece. You can turn this feature off if you would like, but I'm going to leave it on for future videos. And like other things, we have to click a starting point and an ending point. So I'm going to click here, and I'm going to drag my rectangle, and I want the text to be within this box. Click, and it's going to pop in with some sample text and like different font styles here. I'm using this Keychain font style, and up here I'm going to put in my name. And it just happens that everything is lining up right now. I kind of had already gone in and tweaked this a bit. But when you start, it'll probably start with like 10 millimeters. So it'll be like too big. And again, I'm going to drag this over to show you. Okay, that's way too big. So you'll have to play with this number here. 7, I think, is pretty good. You have to play with the alignment. I want it in the middle, and I want it in the middle. And I can go a little bigger, actually, if I want. I could probably go to 8. Yeah, 8 looks pretty good. It's kind of starting to fall off. Let's go 7.5. There we go. 7.5 looks like a pretty good size. So once I have that feature, I mean, I can create a path here, and we'll get to those things a little bit later. You know, you can choose whether you want this italicized, whether you want it bolded. I'm just going to leave it normal. And once you feel content here, you're going to hit go, OK. And now the scripting is good to go. And now we have to finish the sketch. Remember, it's just a 2-dimensional sketch. So just like all the other objects, it's something that we can light up. And so we're going to click on the name to get it to light. And now we're going to extrude. So again, you can either hit E or click on the extrude feature. And just like we did with our hole, we're going to extrude this, not a distance, but to an object. And again, we're going to choose this top so that every time we print it, we're going to join this. Every time we print it, if we need to make an adjustment on the depth, if we change the extrusion height, it will change the height of the lettering as well. So that's a basic rundown of how to create a keychain. This one I made, I think, just a little bit longer than the previous one just to try something different. But yeah, it's pretty cool. And the nice thing with Fusion, it just gives you a chance to make things look just a little more polished, a little more finished. So good luck with your keychain, and I will see you in the next one.